Welcome to Keeping It Real with KC. I am your host, KC Phoenix. This show will be a little bit longer than usual, I think. I'll try to run through it as quickly as possible. The title of this episode, because my notes, they're kind of long here. The title of this episode is It's Okay Not to Look Back. I did this episode because I have friends who have had some experiences with things, and also I personally have had some experience with things where stuff still lingers. And one day I was thinking that it's time to let certain things go. And I just decided to do an episode on the breakdown of that. So as I look over my notes here, I know that everyone has heard everything has a season, which is true. When people are a moment or moments pass, whether it was a relationship, a marriage, a friendship, etc., or there was a time when you were riding high, had something very valuable but lost it, had security, made mistakes, in those mistakes can spill over into the things I mentioned, whether it was with friendships, marriages, relationships, that type of stuff. It is okay not to look back. I have two examples. One example, I'm going to dig into the Bible. And I need to add a caveat here. I am not a preacher. I don't consider myself religious. I believe in the universe and energy and that type of stuff. But I haven't stepped foot in a church in possibly a decade, maybe. And if I were to step foot in the church, I might catch on fire. So, you know. But this particular story that I remember, it has been talked about many times over the years as an example. I felt it would go well with this particular It's Okay Not to Look Back. Everyone knows about, well, not everyone. A lot of people know about Sodom and Gomorrah and how that happened. For those who don't know, I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version. The Cliff Notes version is that there was a bunch of sin and other things going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. God was like, okay, I've had it. I'm going to send my angels down there to ask the people what's good. However, there was this person by the name of Lot. Lot and his family were favored by God. So when God sent his angels down there, he said, look, before you ask those people what's good, I need you to go by Lot's house and talk to his family and let them know they need to leave the city. So the angels went ahead, did what they were told. They went by Lot's house and said, hey, God sent us down here to ask these people what's good. You don't want to be around when that happens. We need for you to take your family and leave the city. And, Lot and his family packed their bags and whatnot. And the angels also told Lot and his family, look, while we're handling business here, and you're leaving, don't look back. All this chaos and stuff that's going on, don't leave the city. Don't look back. Well, Lot's wife was one of those people who didn't take heed to what the angels told her. So while Lot and his family were leaving the city, Lot's wife wanted to see what was going on instead of staying focused on what's in front of them and the lives they have ahead. She turned around to be nosy and look back. And when she did, she turned into a pillar of salt. That's the Cliff Notes version. There's other little things in that story. If you read the Bible, it's an interesting story. And quiet as it's kept, I think all of us would have got caught up in Sodom and Gomorrah. So that's what happened with that. Another example I would like to give that I feel fits this. If you're driving on the road, you have your kids in the car. You can, and they're in the back seat, and kids, being kids, they do what they do. Or you have a dog in the car. No, your dog is not a child. If you have your kids in the car, the dog in the back of the car, and something's going on back there, it's okay to turn around and glance for a second and see what's happening. You know, you're taking your eyes off the road for a second. But you can't turn around and look for an extended period of time. If you were on the road driving and you turn your head around to look for an extended period of time to see what is behind you, then you will not be able to see what is in front of you, and you will more than likely wreck your car. So you can't turn around and look back for an extended period of time and do it safely. If anything, turning around and looking back for an extended period of time endangers your safety. The only way you can turn around and look back safely for an extended period of time is if you park the car. But guess what? Once you have parked the car and you're turning around and looking back safely, the car is parked. You are no longer moving to your destination. You're no longer in motion. You are stuck in the middle and being held back from whatever good thing is waiting on you. So yeah, you can park the car and look back safely for an extended period of time, but you're not seeing what's in front of you, and you're not in motion to get to what is in front of you. And that does not benefit you. That is what I say about the things that have happened in your life. If someone walked out of your life, it's okay to look back at certain moments because everything is a learning experience. So it's okay to reflect. But you don't want to paralyze yourself by extending how long you're looking. And that applies to failure as well. If you were riding high at one point, you don't want to get hung up on your failure. One thing that I can tell you is that for the people who are really successful in business and other things, they don't focus on their failures too much at all. They'll learn from them, but usually they're on to the next thing and they'll keep on going. It's more of a math thing. The more you roll the dice, the higher your chances are that you're going to get the lucky numbers. If you're immobilized, looking back, focusing on that one failure or failures, then you can't get to the next opportunity to have a success. And as I mentioned previously with relationships, in a marriage, if the marriage didn't work out and you're still focused on it not working out, you're not able to look ahead and find the individual that may be out there for you to have a new marriage with, possibly a better marriage with, because you're still hung up on looking back. For the things that you may not be proud of, and everybody has those things where they made a mistake in life, where they might have stolen something or done other things that are questionable. People who have been or in prison, you can't look back for an extended period of time for those mistakes. You want to let go of that. And don't get me wrong, when mistakes are made, there will always be those people out there who hold those mistakes over your head, that will say, yeah, I knew your marriage wasn't going to work out. Oh yeah, I always known you were a thief. And the list goes on and on and on, where people will hold your past over your head. That's fine. Let them do that. Let people say what they want to say. While they're doing that, you can look forward and focus on something that's more positive and better for you. So that's why I did this episode, to say it's okay not to look back. And I almost encourage people, don't look back at all. Keep going. Keep moving forward. Because if you stay in motion and you keep moving forward, then you will find something better down the line. But if you're not in motion, if you're parked, looking back for an extended period of time, you're not making it to the destination. If you're in motion, but your head is turned, looking back, then you're endangering your safety. And also you're going to miss what may be right in front of you. Sort of like missing the exit. If your head is turned around and you're on the road, you could possibly miss your exit to your next great job, to your next great wife, to your next great husband, to your next great step in your life. So it's okay not to look back. That's all I got. I kept it under 15 minutes. That didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take. Awesome. All right. So again, you can tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. KIRWKC.com will take you to the podcast if you're not listening to the podcast. On YouTube, the subscribe button, the bell. That way you know when I upload new episodes. The details are in the section of the show with all of the channels and stuff and the social media handles. Easiest to reach me on Twitter, KIRWKC, and I will try to reply to any comments that are left. Thank you again for taking the time to listen or watch the show. Be blessed.